I was going to wait until I was home from my work trip in Southeast Asia to make this video, but I'm just so angry and annoyed at these leaked documents showing the new proposals from Ofsted about how they are going to grade. You may remember Ofsted announcing that they are getting rid of these toxic one-word gradings, which was so welcome because everyone within education knows they are a waste of time, they are toxic, and we thought maybe, just maybe, Ofsted are turning a bit of a corner and actually reflecting on the devastation they've caused over the past few years. But we can't speak too soon, because according to this leaked document shared on Twitter, this is now going to be how Ofsted judge. Just look at the state of this and ask yourself, are Ofsted really going to change for the better? I mean, honestly, this just looks even worse. It's like they've all had a meeting in Nando's, seen the menu and gone, guys, I've got an idea. If this is genuinely what Ofsted think is reforming for the better, we are more doomed than we think. What this clearly shows me is something I've said about Ofsted for a number of years, and that is Ofsted do not care about improving schools. Ofsted do not care about raising standards or supporting teachers. The only thing Ofsted care about is themselves, their own self-importance, and justifying their own existence. For them to take everything from the coroner's report into Ruth Perry's death, the damning findings from their own internal independent investigation, and everything that's come from this big listen, which I said at the time was just going to be a big PR exercise, and to conclude that this is the best way forward, for me just clearly shows their complete ineptitude to change for the better. If this is what they're going to do, I'll tell you this now, it's going to do nothing but add more pressure on schools and teachers, increase workload, and force even more teachers to leave the profession. But Ofsted don't care about that, do they? They never have, and they never will. But the fact, if the new government is backing this, that does not bode well either. I would love to do an experiment. Let's take two local authorities. One is going to continue under this dreadful regime from Ofsted, being scrutinised, the lottery of the inspection. The other local authority, schools support each other and don't have that worry or stress about Ofsted. Now, after a year, we look into the results from both authorities, which schools are performing better, looking at the well-being of the staff and the pupils and the retention of the staff. And I guarantee, I'm not a betting man, but if I had to put some money on, I'd say that second authority, without this dark cloud of Ofsted, would do better. It tells you everything you need to know, how they're not fit for purpose and are so completely oblivious to the detrimental impact they are having on the profession they are supposed to be supporting. And just the other day, the head of Ofsted made a speech where he said some trust leaders are putting pressure on inspectors and making the inspection process more adversarial, without any sense of irony. He will not tolerate any of his inspectors being rude or acting unprofessionally, but stressed that respect was a two-way street. What? Being a teacher and dealing with Ofsted at the minute feels like you are in an emotional, abusive relationship with a complete and utter narcissist. Nothing is ever their fault. They're never to blame. All they continue to do is constantly gaslight us to make it think we're the problem. And then every so often, they might pay us one little compliment and we think that's the best thing going. And that's got to change. We've got to take this power away from them. It can't continue, but it will, because Ofsted don't have to answer to anyone. There is no one that holds them to account. And look where it gets us. Bloody colour charts. You know, at least the new banners outside schools will be nice and colourful. Jesus wept. Give me strength, honestly. What is it going to take for us to stand up as a profession and turn round to these charlatans and say, no more? We should take a leaf from what teachers in Northern Ireland are doing. They've got a long-standing dispute about pay, but included in this dispute, they refuse to engage with inspections. Inspectors can visit the school, but any of the staff within the union don't allow them in the classroom, refuse to engage with them. Because I think we've all got to come to a point where we agree that Ofsted just need to deep dive into a bin.